Hello, everyone. I'm Roswell Royce Laurie, and welcome to Cool Folks Who Love to Bachata. Yeah. Amazing. Those people clap so fast. I don't know what they're drinking, but anyway. Thank you, all of you guys in the audience, for clapping. Wow, you guys are super fast. Okay. Well, I'm Russell Royce Laurie, and and uh, and I am breathless. I'm sorry, guys. I've been running all around New York and New Jersey today, doing stuff. My job, my mom, grocery, run here, run there. Woo! Look, I have horns on my head. Yeah, I'm having a bad hair day. My jerry curls are going this way instead of this way. But anyway, I'm so blessed because Todd Smith is here. Yes, Todd, the famous Todd from Ohio. You guys remember Todd from like a couple years ago? Every day on Kufo Club to Bachata, he would post something, one of his dance events or something. There wasn't like a week that passed by that you don't see like Todd Smith, Todd Smith, Todd Smith. So I'm blessed. I'm super blessed to have him here, and I'm honored to have Mr. Smith here. Um, just so everyone knows, I decided to do another season of this Cool Folks Who Love the Bachata with members from all around the world. I'm going live with members from California, Japan, New York, Australia, Ohio, you name it. Yes, they are all going live with me. It's been going on for almost a year now. Can't believe it. Facebook is still allowing me to do this craziness. You know, almost a year ago, Facebook, they emailed me. They're like, Roswell, this ain't gonna work. Dancers are dancers. They don't talk. They just dance. So why would you, in your, what's going on in your head, Roswell? Why would you ask them to go live, talk with them for like 10 hours, and then, I'm like, That's what I love to do. That's what I'm passionate about to do. It may not be your passion, but it's my passion. And so Facebook's like, go for it, Russell. We got your back. So they allowed me to do it for a third season, and I am blessed. I am super blessed. I'm continuing to do this. Um, oh my gosh, sorry, I almost lost my voice there. But yes, I'm still here in New York. I've been here since the summer. I came back home. As everyone knows, family situation. My mom is not that well. My dad. So I decided to come back from Atlanta and hang out here in Newark, Jersey, and Wayne, which is near New York City. And I've been attending a lot of events in the New York City, New Jersey area, Philadelphia, or DC this entire fall, summer, and now into the fall season. And I am super impressed with you guys. You guys are doing a fabulous job with your promos, your events, organizing stuff, the workshops, the instructors, the dancers. Wow. I mean, congratulations to all of your success. You guys are doing a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful job. Keep it up. Okay, but I will be back down south. I plan to come back to Atlanta for the holidays, hang out um, in Florida to come back home to see my friends for the winter, and yeah. So cool folks love the bachata uh, in the south to get ready for me because I'm coming back. Yeah, but for now, I'm still here, and we're gonna get this interview going. Todd Smith, hello.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going. Good. This is my hair. I'm having a bad hair. I'm one of those weird guys. My hair is like not properly going in one direction. I just lose it. And look at this. Look, you see the horns? It looks like Satan has returned to cool folks. Look at the horns. You see it's going this way. But I'm so happy to be here because you are here. And I just told everyone about a quick intro about you and the history. Um, you were very nice enough. I did not even have to tell you to post stuff. You just automatically did. And I remember a couple years ago, you were posting all your dance events, letting the dance community know what's going on. You were promoting diversity. You were letting everyone know that everyone is welcome, and it doesn't matter where you're located, where you're from, if you can dance, cannot dance, what age you are, whatever. You were one of those like cool folks, who made your events available to everyone, and that told me and still tells me a lot about you as a man, you know.
Awesome.
Um, but I'm happy to be here. So you're in Ohio.
Yep, Columbus,
So tell,
Ohio, capital
but
city.
go a little bit more up like this. I want to see those magical words and that beautiful purple sweater. What does it say?
Colombia, paz y amor, peace and love.
You went to Columbia. Did you tell me that? Like you took
Yeah, I actually, yeah,
Columbia?
I spend about half the year in Colombia.
You speak Spanish?
Yes, sí, claro que sí.
Good, you got to teach me, bro. I'm in bad shape. Every time I try to have a conversation with someone that's totally, totally, totally speaks Spanish and say, hey, would you like to join Cool Folks Who Love the Bachata? And the guy's like, join what? 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 So I'm like, no, 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 bro, you don't get it. Let's translate. Let me translate. But he thought I was asking him to join something really dirty. I'm like, no, no, no,
Right.
no, no, no. Not that type of stuff I want you to join. Trust me, I'm not like that. So you're gonna have to help me translate with people that speak a
Yep.
different language than I do. So, but I'm happy that you're here. Tell everyone a little bit about you, please.
So, first of all, I'm honored to be here, honored to be asked to be on the program. And I've been running the longest running salsa night in Columbus, Ohio for the last 10 years.
Okay.
Up until recently. So right now we're on a temporary hiatus, but we will be coming back bigger, better, stronger than ever before. So in addition to that, the salsa dancing, bachata dance is my passion, and what allows me to do that as a labor of love is the fact that I'm a real estate investor. So that allows me to travel around the world and uh, study with some of the top instructors in the world and attend events and run my events here in Columbus, Ohio.
A real estate investor. Okay, now I don't know too much about real estate. Kind of funny because I do legal work. I'm a contract specialist, and I
Okay.
used to work for a telecom company, and I had to review their tower sites and cell sites and titles. So
Okay.
um, obviously the job didn't last much because they asked me to like review a lien, for an addendum and put together like a real estate package. I gave them a package of photos of celebrities and movie stars. So the manager, who's an attorney, said, Roswell, this job may not be for you. I'm like, but it could be if you tell me what real estate is. You know. So what made you get into? I know you just said you like to travel, but what is passionate? Like what? I can't do it because it's just not my personality, but what made you? What drives you to do that? Like what do you try to? What do you get out of that when you
Out
do
of
that?
what?
Of the real being a real estate. Like what do you try to like? How do you feel at the ending of 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 the day, or like, do you feel like you're trying to accomplish something, or you feel that you're trying to make a difference in someone's life, or like, but why real estate? Why not, a different field, or um,
So,
yeah.
so first of all, I was a real estate investor long before I was a dancer. So,
Oh,
yeah, so I've always been in kind of I was a born entrepreneur. I didn't know it when I was a kid, but later I realized I was a born entrepreneur. And
okay.
so, excuse me, I always wanted my own business. So
Mm, okay.
I worked in engineering I worked as an engineer, electrical engineer, and software engineer. And my plan was to actually to do that for 5 years. Actually, I bought my first investment property as a sophomore in college, and broke sophomore in college. So I buy property without using my own money or credit, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I've taught tens of thousands of people how to do that. So, but anyway, so my plan was to work as an engineer for 5 years and then walk away from engineering. And fortunately, I was blessed and focused full time on real estate investing. Fortunately, I was blessed that things worked out that way. Later on in life, I was trying to save a relationship. I had never danced in my life, and I was actually got started dancing trying to save a relationship.
Mhm.
And neither one of us were dancers, but it quickly became apparent that she had natural rhythm and I did not. So
Mm,
I took some. I didn't know anything about dancing, so I looked up dancing and found ballroom dance classes. And for those who know a little bit about ballroom, they have different groups of dances, and one of
mhm,
those groups is called Latin. And the Latin dancing they do bears no resemblance to what we do, but yet something inside me said, I want something like this, but not this. So
mhm,
then I went out and found a salsa club, which is like 99% Latino people. Well, no, not a salsa club, a Latin club, which is
mhm,
like 99% Latino people. They don't have dance lessons, and people go there mainly to drink. And so I was like, I saw these, these native Latin people. I said, man, they really know how to dance. Then after I started taking salsa lessons myself, I realized, man, those guys really don't know how to dance.
mhm.
So then it got to the point where I would go to the Latin club with the handpicked girl, and they would stop dancing at the Latin club and watch us dance. So so then eventually, as people started asking me to teach them, so I started teaching, and now, like I say, I went from the guy who had no rhythm to now Latin people are paying me how to teach them how to Latin dance. So God bless America. Is all I can say.
God bless Todd. Yeah, I mean, that's great. I didn't know that. You see, this, Mr. Smith. This is one of the reasons I wanted to bring you on and everyone else to do this because, it's one thing to look at a flyer
Yeah,
and to see someone's name and their event and the location. Sir, it's a different ball game. It's a totally different ball game when you guys go live. You guys talk
yeah,
with me. You guys tell people about your stories and how you guys got started and your motivation, and it goes beyond the flyer.
right.
So this is a perfect example. Um, so let me ask you this: like, how do you like? I do. I do legal work during the days, but I'm also I'm also a PhD candidate. I'm working on my dissertation. I'm in human services because
Awesome.
yeah, 'cause I like to help people. And
Right.
as everyone knows, my dad has Alzheimer's, and I'm trying to create more opportunities for healthcare workers. So I feel accomplished when I know I help someone, or I'm creating something, or I'm just I don't have like an intention or how things might turn out, but I just know it's like it's the right thing, or I just feel like I'm on the right path or whatever. I just feel that I'm making a difference in
Right.
someone else's life. So I feel accomplished. So when you teach someone, like like you were saying, that the real estate and stuff, and you can see their eyes are opening and they're
Yes.
getting it, and
Yep.
they're going to be the next Mr. Todd Smith. Like, how do do you feel like like you're like in your head you're jumping like on jumping in air and be like, oh yes, I got through to this person, and
Yeah.
it's like, how do you feel, man, sir? Like when you like
Yeah, it's a
you
good
beat up
question.
someone.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, bottom line is, I'm in the business of teaching people how to become financially free. So, when they do their first deal or their fifth deal or 10th deal, and it's good, it's just it's rewarding for me to see the light bulb go off in their head, that, hey, I don't, maybe they like their job, maybe they don't. A lot of people hate their jobs. Everybody's not in a rewarding career like you are. And sometimes they just get burned out. They get burned out in corporate America, or they're just not cut out for corporate America like me. I mean, like I said, I was in corporate America for 5 years, and that was enough for me. And but to see people be able to I'm teaching people how to take control of their own destiny, and be able to do what they want to do, make as much money as they want to make, and depending on how much effort they want to put into it. So it's rewarding. So, I got about, and I love to get my video testimonials, to catch those. I got about 34 video testimonials on my website
Hmm.
of my students.
Oh, please share those. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have asked you this before we went live. Please share that.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to. I mean, I just want everyone to know that even though, and it says, and I'm just this is just for everyone here. Even though it says Kufos love the bachata, guys, if you feel that you guys can maybe help the dance world, even beyond the dance world, with other stuff beyond dancing or whatever, just post it or share it.
Mhm.
So I encourage people to do that. I'm happy you reminded me about this, Mr. Smith, because this is just not cool folks love to bachata. This is cool folks love to bachata and more. you know
Right.
so I'm happy
Yeah,
that
actually.
you
So this will be of interest to you. So one of my most successful real estate proteges, he was my business partner on our dance studio, which was our first commercial space. And
okay.
we created one of the most beautiful spaces for dancing in Ohio. And but yeah, the reason he was able to do that was because of the real estate investor.
Okay. Okay. Great. So speaking of real estate, I'm just for my knowledge and stuff. I mean, how I know things are. I mean, here in New Jersey and New York, like things are just kind of um, cheesy right now with real estate in general. Like people are just um, not very satisfied with what they do, and they're not too cool like working with agents and stuff. I mean, it's a different life here where I am. But in Ohio, first of all, I never been to Ohio. I don't really know too much about how real estate things are going there. But how are things going in the real estate industry in Ohio? Like, do you feel that people are actually like if you pick up the phone and you make an anonymous phone call and you start talking about, hey, I can really like teach you guys some stuff, or if you guys listen to me for 2 minutes, it could help stuff. I mean, how willing is the Ohio community about appreciating and learning more about like real estate and stuff that you have to say? Like how open is the community to what to what you are trying to accomplish, and what are you trying to say and stuff? Are people like or are they like oh my god, another like real estate man? I'm not gonna take this call at caller ID, or just don't answer it. Don't answer it, honey. Don't answer it. It's that guy again. Like how is that? How's the community in Ohio and stuff like where you are? Do you find
Well,
that people more open and like how? I don't know,
Well, I
man.
don't. I mean, I'm not cold calling people. So
Okay.
if people want to learn about real estate investing, they come to me. I don't, I'm not going out searching for people. They come to me. I did, for many years, I did monthly seminars,
Okay.
live seminars every month. And the main reason I stopped doing that was because I travel out of the country so much. So I was coming back. I did, I think, first Tuesday of every month, and I was coming back in the country just to do a one night meeting. And I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that anymore.
One night. Wow.
I created.
Oh, okay, one night. That's okay. It it reminds me of me and my week when I go for a weekender to dance or whatever. You know, I just go for a night and come back, and it's even though it's not real estate related, I'm not 18 anymore. I don't have that energy to do it. So, um, oh, Mr. Smith, I think your camera might be a little frozen. Oh, okay. Mr. Smith will be back. Yeah, the camera just like kind of froze, but um, yeah, it always happens. Kubo's love to bachata. Yeah, but it's all good. But what he's talking about is very interesting. About real estate and how that can help the dance world and and how it's transparent to the dance industry. So, oh, he's back. Okay. You're not going to believe this, Mr. Smith. Guess what I was trying to do?
What?
I was trying to give people a 101 real estate course 2 seconds ago, and I'm making stuff up. Thank God you came back. I don't know what else to say. Okay, you came back. Sorry about that. The camera just froze. Not you. It's just technical you know issues. But finish what you said. I didn't mean to interrupt you while you froze. Just repeat the
Oh,
last.
yeah. I was just saying that I don't proactively like cold call or anything. I mean, if people want to learn about real estate investing, they come to me. I was saying that I was doing seminar. I used to do monthly seminars for many years, and then I stopped doing the live seminars because they were based in my city in Columbus, Ohio, and I
Mhm.
travel so much now. I was coming back into the country just to do a one night seminar, and so I was like, you know what, this is interfering with my travel plans. So then I created courses. So I sell my courses online now, so I can be virtual. I don't have to be in one place to teach people the information.
Okay, that's great. That's great. And I'm happy that I have someone here in Kupo Club to Bachata that I'm aware of. That has that knowledge of like real estate and stuff, and that's related to that. And you engineer, you said also, right? Your background is also.
Electrical and software engineer is my professional background. Correct.
Oh, what's the word? You're tri-talented. But I was going to say, double talented. That doesn't make sense. You're
multi
tri-talented.
multi talented.
That's great. Okay, so let's talk about the dance stuff now. Now that we
Okay.
know, you're super smart and and also the technical and real estate. Now we'll talk about the hot, sexy Smith on the dance floor, getting down. That's what I want to know. Let's back up here with this hot chick. You were when you said when you first started to dance, and that kind of, women will make you do stuff. Women will make you like become a belly dancer. I'm trying. When I was in college, I didn't really think too much about dancing and stuff, but I used to take ballroom dance because I figured
Okay.
that's a better way to meet people than the one with matchmaking site or whatever.
Right. Right.
And ballroom dance, oh my God, is like it's very you have to be very alert, very keen, and very attentive to what's going on, what the instructor is saying, and I figured that's a good way to pick up a hot chick. So every time we rotated in a circle, in between like this left, right, or right to left, I would develop a Roswell conversation with the girl that I'm dancing with. And she, after a while, the girls are like, Roswell, seriously, did you come here to learn to dance or pick us up? And I said, do you really want me to answer that question? To make a long story short, there's a reason I'm not cool folks there's a reason I'm not cool man who love to ballroom dance because it just didn't work out. Anyway, so the dancing stuff, okay, dancing saves a person. And I'll be honest with you, because I know you mentioned something about the relationship. The reason I got into this bachata stuff, and Mr. Smith, I'll be honest with you, I don't come from Latin blood. Um, my family is from the islands. I'm half West Indies. My family's from
Okay.
Guyana, and I'm half Brazilian, half West Indies. But I was raised and born in New Jersey.
Okay.
So I grew up with a typical, like, American boy, growing up with all English music and stuff that I understand and blah blah blah. You would not catch me, back in the days or a few years ago, listening to something that I don't understand. I'm maybe because I'm a legal minded person. Like, I have to understand what I'm listening to, the music, it
Right.
has to make sense. And then all of a sudden, I was dating someone from the DR, and I kind of like forced my way into this relationship because I figured I'm getting older, and I need to be with someone. I just, my family might be talking, people might be talking. I just got to make it work.
Right.
And that was a bad thing I did because, like I was telling you, I think right before the interview, it's not good to rush into something or force a relationship
Right. Right.
because, for 8 years I was in a relationship that I forced it to work at, and it was bad, totally bad. So to make a long story short, this is how I got into the bachata stuff. When we broke up, my heart was like in 801 pieces.
Hmm.
It was that bad. I never felt that bad. And then I remember I majored in psychology in college, and I read about like depression and suicide and all of that stuff. And I'm like, that's not going to happen to me because I
Right.
read all these psychology courses. So, and then I said, oh my God, I'm thinking about these things. I'm
Hmm.
really That's me in the books that I read in college. I'm really thinking about ending my life, drinking like poison and all of that stuff that I read in a book. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm actually thinking about doing these stuff, and that's
Hmm.
not cool.
Right.
So I said, there got to be something good out of a broken heart, and there
Hmm.
was. Man, there was. Things got so bad one night when I thought I was going to end it, not tell anyone. No one would know. And then I said, I don't know if God is trying to, I don't know. So I turned on a music. I was playing around with the music channel. I said, I'm tired of hearing American music. If this is going to be my last minute on earth, I want to, I want to go in a different direction.
Wow.
I heard some Latin people singing, and then I'm like, I don't understand what the hell they're saying, but for some odd reason, I'm feeling it. Here, not
Wow.
there. Everything in my life, I always felt here in my
Right.
head. This time, I felt something here in my heart, and like it felt good.
Wow.
I turned it off. I turned the volume up. I turned, and I hear. I don't know which. I don't know if it was Romero or Aventura. I don't remember. But all of a sudden, it felt good, and I wasn't thinking about a broken heart. I wasn't thinking about anything bad about the stuff that I was going to do, and Then all of a sudden, it felt a little good. you know.
Awesome.
And then before you know it, a week goes by, another 2 weeks, months, and whatever. And then you would see me listening to bachata music, going to bachata places. I began to travel. I never used to travel, you know, because when I was in that relationship, I felt I could not. I was just stuck at home, and I realized.
Right.
So I began to travel. I moved to DC. I lived in DC. I moved to Texas. I lived in Texas. I lived in Miami, Atlanta. So I guess it was a learning experience. So, and that's how I learned to appreciate stuff in life. I learned to
Awesome.
appreciate stuff that were foreign to me, languages that I did not know, people that were different color, different nature, different age, different backgrounds.
Right.
I
Right. Right.
became open, open-minded, open-hearted. So bachata saved me, Mr. Smith. It
That's
saved
awesome.
me not only from killing myself, but it saved me from myself in general.
Wow.
And
That's
that's how I
powerful.
decided to open Kufo's Love to Bachata and Kuf, and and all of this stuff. I decided to do interviews. So maybe, whatever stuff have you guys say can maybe help people that are listening to you guys talk. So
Awesome.
I guess what I'm trying to ask you is that um how has music, I mean, it doesn't have to be salsa, bachata, but how has music in generally you feel saved you as a person? And it doesn't have to be that you were thinking about doing what I did, ending your life. But how did it? Now when you reflect on that, mentally, you're like, do you feel that you're in a better position now? That you feel that all this music, despite real estate, despite engineering, and that stuff, but how did the music make Mrs. Smith more Mrs. Smith? Like, how do you feel
Yeah.
it had an effect on you somehow or in some
Oh,
way?
for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, one of the things that I tell people is that dancing, well, passion is an antidote for depression, and
Yeah.
dancing is something that, like you said, when you connect with the music, and then you add the the body connection to it, something that you can be passionate about and distract you and get away from your problems and put you in a better mental state so that you can better deal with your problems. So there's definitely there's just so many benefits to it, and it's been such a benefit to my life. Like I said, I got started trying to save a relationship, and the relationship didn't last, but the relationship was horrible. I needed to get out of the relationship. But dancing is just changed my life, and it's just like I can't imagine. I can't imagine life without it at this point. You know, it's my motto is learn to dance, get fit, be social, and have fun. And those are things that we all strive for. Everybody wants to be fit. We might all not all go to the gym, but we all want to be fit. If we could snap our fingers and be fit, we would be. And
Yeah.
we all need to socialize. We're all social beings. That's why you got social media. Everybody wants to connect, so dancing gives people a way to connect. It helps you stay in shape, and challenges your mind because your intellectual capabilities, because you learn new things, and ultimately it's fun. So
Yeah. I'm happy about the eating part. This is funny because this is so funny, man. Um, every time I like, right before I go to an event, especially how New York is all like, beauty and whatever. So every time I try to, I do my workout, my at home, just like stretches, all that stuff, to look pretty on a dance floor. When I come back, like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. from the dance place, guess what I do? In the refrigerator, pull out the jelly donuts, the cheesecake, the chips, the soda, da, 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 da,
right,
and go
right,
to bed. Like literally go to bed after eating, like carbs. And so when I get up the next morning, I bloat, my stomach bloats, like, oh, you know,
uh,
and it's so funny. And then there's a next dance event coming on, in a couple of days. So guess what I do? I work it all out, and then it
right,
happens again. Go dancing, come back 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Sad. I'm like, oh God, I didn't get to go home with that hot chick or any chick. And then I get to go with the Roswell depression. Then eat and blah blah blah. Then same thing over again. It's like a dog running in a circle trying to catch his or her tail. So I don't know. I don't even. I'm happy I mean, you mentioned some of the effects of um, you know s- depression and sadness and how it relates to dancing and maybe eating and stuff. But that's my problem. My problem is that like I try to look like beauty and everything, and I get there, but then again I go back to where I start, and it's easy going back and forth. So my motive is that now I'm like hell with it, hell with the workout, hell with how I look, because it's just a waste of time. Because I know what's going to happen at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning. I cut that out. I don't do that anymore. I just go and like, look, I tell the girl, if you want to dance with me, all of me, you got it. It's all of me. So that's it. I'm not working out to impress you or me because it's a lot of aggravation to do that. So, but anyway, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go off here. And um, but yeah. So dancing. I mean, you feel that dancing saved you. Um, do you feel that it made you into a more it helped open up opportunities to you, see the world in a different direction.
oh
You
yeah, for
know,
sure.
see, I mean, how has it like tremendously influenced your life as a man?
I mean, it's my main form of exercise, and it's my main form of socialization. Uh, like I mean, I'm sure you can relate to it. I mean, talking to as far as dating or wanting to be with somebody, and like I talk to some girls even in Latin America. I say they say, oh, I like the fact that you dance, and I say, yeah. I say, well, how often do you go dance? And they're like, oh, well, when we have family events or, maybe a couple times a month. And I'm like, no, you can't relate to my lifestyle.
Right, right, right.
I'm always dancing. So yeah, it's just, I mean, it's like, I mean, you know how it is. Once we get started, man, it becomes, I mean, I hate to use the word addiction, but it just gets in our blood, man. It's something you want to do because it brings you so much joy.
Yes, yes, it does. And one thing I've learned, someone in Florida told me this, one of my friends, he was looking at me at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. He's like, "What's so sad?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't get to dance the way I wanted to dance and with this person and that person." So she looked at me. She's like, "There's always going to be a next social, Roswell. It's always
Right.
going to be, so every time I think about that, like, and I'm happy she said that to me because before she said that to me, I was one of those people that used to hang out till 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and just be like, oh my god, I just I feel unfulfilled. And then
Yeah.
I said to myself, like, this got to stop because this is not healthy. I got to go to work the next day. I got stuff to do with my family. I need to have a balance,
Right, right,
Dance,
right, right.
you know, fine. If I don't get to go home with the hot chick or the ugly chick, that's fine. But I'm just not gonna sit there 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock thinking about stuff because it's not healthy for her or me or the DJ. It's not healthy. So I need to hold myself back and be like, okay, dancing is good. There's always going to be a next day. So okay. So kids, okay. Um, when I was younger, like way younger, back in the days, and you know, um, I didn't really like focus too much on dancing and stuff because well, in a way, my family, especially my parents, they were like, you know, you're gonna like go to corporate school or like med school or law school or whatever stuff, and just do it. You're just gonna do it. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it, you know. So what could I do? So I just I had to go to school, get my bachelor's, get my master's, get a PhD, do legal stuff, but deep down in my heart, Mr. Smith, I always knew I was cool man who loved the bachata. Deep down in my heart, I always know that I had a talent for art and dancing. But then again, on the flip side, it kind of makes sense. What my parents were telling me. You don't want to suffer out there. You don't want to, whatever competition, all that stuff. Which is
Right.
true. And but there are kids nowadays, that are a little bit more rebellious than our times, your time, and my time. Despite what the parents say, they'll do what they want to do. And there's
Right.
nothing wrong with that. I think it's part of being a child, but on the flip side, you don't want to discourage a kid who it's on that journey to dancing. But then again, you want to protect them so they don't like go crazy when they're competing or they can't pay their bills or whatever. So my question to you is that, and I'm going to ask you because you're more of a professional dancer than I am. I look like a professional dancer, but I'm not. Don't let the tie fool you. A young one comes up to you, Mr. Smith, and just looking at their eyes, you can tell um, they're dead serious, man. They're gonna leave home. They're gonna go out there on the road. They're gonna become the next greatest dancer. Be salsa, could be bachata, whichever. But then again, you do not want to discourage them, right? But then again, you want to protect them. You sort of like cross in between. So, what is your response to that little one when they come up to you and they say, "Mr. Smith, you know, I want to become a professional dancer, and that's what I would like. That, that's what I want to do." What
Hmm.
would be your response to the little one?
So number one, I would tell them to pursue their dream and to study the people that have the success that they want. Understand the work ethic. So I spent a lot of time in South America, in Colombia, and I have the pleasure of being around world class dancers, world champion dancers on a daily basis, and the work ethic of these people is just it's insane. The work ethic is insane. They're always dancing. They're always practicing at a very high level. So that's number one. I would help them understand that there's a lot of dedication and work ethic that's involved, and many hours of practice, and also the business side of it. Because if they don't understand the business side of it, then they'll be broke. So most dance teachers don't make that much money. Most dance teachers are broke, just like most real estate agents are broke because they don't make that much money. But so there's a handful that do extremely well. Most dance teachers, they have side jobs, or they actually, dance teaching is their side job most of the
Mhm.
time. So, and which is really ironic in the ballroom world, because the teachers are broke, but the students are wealthy, because the ballroom ballroom lessons cost so much money. um and the competitions cost a lot of money, the dresses cost a lot of money, blah blah blah. So anyway, but yeah, so I would tell them that they need to study the business side of it. For example, one thing that a lot of the instructors are doing now at the at a high level, are they're doing virtual classes. Island Touch is doing virtual classes, and all the big dancers are doing virtual classes. So that's one way to do it. So in addition to just building up your client base as far as instruction, on a one-on-one basis, you can look at doing virtual classes and doing things like that. I like to do corporate events. I get asked to do a lot of corporate events. So that's I prefer, you know I mean, I've been born. I'm also a born public speaker. At least since I was age 12, I've been speaking in front. So that's where I'm most comfortable. I'm most comfortable speaking in front of large groups of people. So whether that's teaching a dance class in front of 100 people, which is what I normally would have at my events, or whether I'm teaching a real estate seminar to 2 or 3 or 400 people, that's where I'm most comfortable. So doing corporate gigs. I've done. You were talking about children. I've done. I do high schools. I do colleges. I do. I did a event for troubled youth. Dance classes for troubled youth. So those are a lot of fun. So but that's a way for I can make more money teaching large groups of people rather than teaching one-on-one lessons. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. The dance, the trouble youth. That's interesting. I don't know anyone that does that. That's very respectful. You're helping the troubled youths. I mean, that's great, man. That's great. I mean, do you have to be like certified to do that, or just based on experience, or you have to um just
That's a very good question.
mm,
So again, that's the business side of things, right? I mean, you alluded to it yourself at the beginning of the podcast,
yeah, yeah,
is
yeah.
that my marketing is everywhere, right?
Right, right,
So
right.
that's how. So yeah. So I mean, that's how my marketing is my certification,
Okay.
right? Yeah, that's the world we live in. You
Okay.
have a strong internet if your internet presence is strong enough, then people will seek you out.
Okay. And one of the reasons I was asking is because, like, like I just told everyone, I'm in human services. I like to help people, and I was just thinking about this like last week. I was thinking about going to a local college and just help out with the career services, like the students, like help with the resumes and stuff, because I used to be a recruiter a long time ago.
Okay.
But but what you said, it's something that I can also think about. I didn't think about that, like, I mean, helping kids, youth kids. I mean, kids, that might have some concerns or whatever, and then reaching out to them, and then But so what you said, I guess what I'm trying to say, I totally respect what you just said, because I didn't really focus too much in that area until now. I mean, I know there's dance instructors and people, but what you're doing, that's very emotion. That's very not only emotional but very sensitive. It's I mean, I'm not sure if I have the guts to do it, but I don't think I have the strength to do that. And if you do, which you do, that's very respectable, and that's very noble, and very kind of
Mhm.
you to do it. You know, I like
Yeah.
that. One of the reasons I have this Who Folks Love to Bachata live stuff because I'm hoping that it would reach out more to an audience of younger age. Not really the
Okay.
old people, but the younger ones who
Mhm.
can benefit from this and benefit from what you say and I say and stuff. So
Right.
by what you said, hopefully this would help the young ones out there that are troubled, who need someone to talk to, who need guidance and stuff. So,
Mhm.
hopefully that will help them.
Yeah. And a lot of times they just need something to do that they can be passionate about.
There you go. Yeah, they need
Yeah.
guidance. Not everybody, I'm sure your parents and my parents, we not, they guided us and stuff. Not, but not kids nowadays. Their parents are like all over the place and working different jobs. So they don't have the guidance like you and I did.
Right. Right.
You know.
Yep.
Okay. Um. So let me ask you another question. Okay.
All right.
And I love your answers. It's so direct and I love it. Organizers. Okay. Here's a good example for you, sir. It's a Saturday night. Okay,
Okay.
in a major city. Okay, and it could be New York, it could be Miami, it can be France, it can be China. I don't know. Major
Yep.
city. Five organizers. These five organizers are top cheese, right? They're also friends. I think they're friends. Everyone knows them, and and they all live within like 5 miles of a radius of that big
Okay.
city. So you and I and the rest of the dance community are invited to go to all of these events and support them and blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Got organizer number one here. I don't know, John invested like $22,000 for his event, right?
Wow.
This one here, Mary invested like maybe 12,000 for
Okay.
her event. Um, Michael invested maybe like 42,000 for his event.
Wow. Okay.
Kim invested like maybe like 9,000 for her
Okay.
event. And I don't know, let's say Sasha, you know, yeah, invested like maybe like 11,000. Okay,
Okay.
for the event. Okay, da 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 da. So Saturday night, and we go to this event, or let's say I go to this event, right? I hang out at John's event for let's say about 45 minutes, right?
Mhm.
Because I gotta hop an Uber to go uptown to go to Maria's event.
You're right.
So I'm at Maria's event. So I'm hanging out there, see all the people. I'm there for like 3 hours. Then I'm like, uh-oh. Then I have to hop in a Uber, go downtown, and go to at Edwin's event, right?
Okay.
And I'm hanging out there. There's people there, a good crowd. Not major, it's not like a major crowd, but it's a good crowd, good
Right.
decent amount of numbers. Then again, I hop on Uber and I go downtown and I hang out at Joshua's event, the fourth guy. Okay,
Right.
I
Right.
know I don't know, I forgot the name, but the person's name, and I'm hanging out there for like maybe like half of 5 minutes. Not too many people are there, right?
Okay.
I can't leave town without going to Kim's event because people might talk bad about me and stuff. So I hanging out there, and a good crowd, but not that many people. Maybe like 40 people. She was expecting like 85 people or whatever.
Mhm.
The bottom line is that it's two problems here. It's 5 a.m. and I realized that I didn't really like get to dance with any hot chick or any ugly chick or any chick at all. Right? That's number one. The second problem is Monday morning. The accountant comes, the bookkeeper, the smart guy. They're going over figures and numbers with all five of these people, right? John here, remember John was taking home 22,000. He took home, guess what? $350.
Right.
Ooh,
Right.
right instead of 22. He invested. He dished out all that money, and he's only taking $350 in his pocket.
Right.
Maria, that she dished out a lot of thousands as well. And guess how much she got to take home?
How
Maybe
much?
like $120.
Right, right,
Ooh, bad. Like she dished all those thousands. Number three here, right? Okay, not so bad. Out of like $6,000, kept to like maybe like $3,000. But still, six thousand
right.
dollars. I mean, it's this poor guy. I'm not even gonna go there. This guy's in bad shape. You know how much you get to take home? I want to cry for him. I would let a friend here who just had a few thousand took him like maybe just like maybe like under 200.
Right.
Check this out, man. Next Saturday comes, the following Saturday comes, month comes, a year comes. These guys are doing the same old thing, having the same events back to back, dishing out all this cash, and they're not making much.
Hmm.
So my question to you is that I don't know what's going on here. I mean, are they super rich, or are they like or is it like acting, or are they like super stupid, or like, or maybe it's a language barrier. I don't know, but all I know, lots of $1,000 is gone. They
Right.
invested more than they earned. I'm not a businessman, and I don't think I will be a businessman. But my point is that where's the collaboration? Where's the support? Could in a perfect dance world, could this better not happen? And I'm asking you. Forgive me, I didn't mean to point at you, but I'm asking you because I believe you've seen stuff and
Mhm.
you've been around people that in those five categories, and you may have you're a businessman, and you're very analytical. Is there a suggestion you have on how this could have been avoided, or maybe it doesn't need to be avoided? Maybe it's something that's out there that I don't know and some people don't know. And
Mhm.
maybe it is what it is. It's been like that for years before I I got into the dance world. I don't know, man. All I know is just that I think if that was me and I'm investing all that money, I mean, I would like to keep more than I dished out, or vice versa. Taking home $250 and I invested $22,000, and I'm doing it again. I mean, the economy is bad, and I mean, why would people do that? People got bills to pay, food to pay, prestigious reputation. I get that, but I'm sorry, Mark. Help me out here. I mean, what's going
So,
on here?
so first of all, I would ask, where did you get those numbers from? Because those numbers, those numbers
Don't
aren't
ask me
aren't.
that on air, please. I'm just it's just hypothetically,
Yeah, those
It's like
numbers aren't real numbers. Those numbers aren't real numbers.
mhm.
If anybody's living by those numbers, they'd have to be laundering drug money or something, because that's not those numbers aren't realistic. So, like I said, I've had the
Mhm.
most successful dance event in Columbus, Ohio, for 10 years. The longest running salsa night, salsa and bachata night, for 10 years. So
Okay.
typically, if it's an event that's run every week,
Mhm.
then there's the only way it can run every week is if it's sustainable, right? So typically people are going to be operating out of restaurants or bars, so they have an arrangement with the restaurant or bar, so they're not paying for the space, right?
Mhm.
So like I said, my last event that I ran for the last 10 months, I was leasing a commercial space. That's a whole different ball of wax, because when you're
Mhm.
leasing a commercial space, you're on the hook for everything, financially. But even with that, you're paying a monthly lease, so you're not paying that kind of money every week. um so that's when you have your biggest expense, when you're leasing a space. But I don't think most dance promoters are leasing a space unless they own a studio. If they own a studio, that's different, and they can make money multiple ways, 24/7 during the week on the studio, right? Not just for the weekend dance events. Where people run into trouble, and I don't know what you've experienced. I know you've traveled a lot and seen a lot of different dance scenes around the country. But usually, what happens when people are at a restaurant or bar, the people who dance and take dance lessons are not going to drink as much as a normal crowd. So it sounds
Mhm.
like a great idea to the restaurant owner, even if we tell them, look, our people are not going to drink as much as a normal crowd. They're like, okay, but we don't care. We still want you in here, right? But inevitably, it might take 6 months, 3 months. It might take a year, but inevitably, the restaurant's usually going to kick them out because, hey, you know what? We're not getting enough drink sales. It's like, dude, we told you that at the beginning, you know.
Mhm.
So, so it has to be win-win for the for whoever owns the space and the dance promoters. But what's more common is the scenario you described when somebody's running an event where they're bringing in artists. You know, they're running a weekender event, or something like that. Now, the dirty truth is that a lot of those events, the artists get jerked around. The artists get jerked around, and especially if there's not a famous artist, like it's more of a local artist, they may get stiffed on their payment. So, like I said, I've become very efficient at running weekly events. So I came to the realization, you know what? For the amount of stress it takes me to run a weekender event with a major artist, it's not even worth it because I ended up making kind of like what you were alluding to. I ended up making the same money as if I just ran my weekly party with no artists. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, man. With artists not getting paid out here, man. It's or getting stiffed or miscommunication and all of that stuff, man. It's bad.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking like, I mean, again, I know that some of these numbers that I dreamed up were kind of like harsh, but it all goes down to one thing. At the ending of the day, like most of these people, I imagine, are more than you dish out. Like if you dish out $3, you know, and you only get like maybe $1 back, you know. So I always figure that if you dish out $3, you get $6 back, or you dish out 10, you get 20, you know. But I mean, yes, it is true. I do travel a lot. I mean, I see stuff. I go to events and stuff, but sometimes I feel bad. I feel for everyone that invest so much and do all that work and not, bringing it back. So I'm thinking about something way beyond just being smart or not smart, like collaboration. Remember, Mrs. Smith, back in the days, you walking down the street, you run into your buddy who's also, you know, in your at your level, like promote stuff, organize and what. You can confidentially reveal some information to him or her and say, guess what? I'm gonna have my event coming up this weekend. And then he or she would respond and say, oh, guess what? I'm having my event too that weekend. And then your response would be, you know what? How about if I have my event the following week, so you can have
Mm,
your event this weekend?
right,
And
right,
instead,
right.
remember back in the day, and there was
Yep,
a calendar. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't know if that happens often now, or maybe
you're
it
right.
does, or maybe there's something that cool man who loves a bachata don't know. But my point of bringing this topic up to you and everyone that goes live with me is that just to make the dance community aware of where loyalty is and how to still make lots of money and still not tumble over your friend or still have respect for yourself in the community. So there's a lot of topics that I'm touching on here, but but do you think that could be one of the helpful things if we just go back in time
Oh, definitely,
and remember the
definitely.
old-fashioned calendar and you know
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean that's a big problem, man. Instead of collaborating and try to create win-win situations for everybody, there's a lot of backstabbing that goes on, and a lot of childishness and pettiness among promoters, and it's unfortunate, like one of my mentors said, can't we all do better if we all do better? And we can, that's something I've always been concerned about. I've tried to avoid having my events when other people are having their events, even if I'm just picking a weekly event. So I ran weekly events on Saturday nights for 10 years. And the reason I started my event in the first place 10 years ago was because there was a well-established place on Friday night. I'm like, man, Friday night is great, but then Saturday comes, I don't have anywhere to dance. So I created the Friday night place thrived, and my Saturday night place thrived. But now you got people that are, they're just out for self, and they're narcissistic, they're backstabbers, and they don't care. Instead of trying to collaborate and grow the community, all they're thinking about is, I'm going to grow my thing at the expense of somebody else's. They don't think win-win. They think in order for me to win, somebody else has to lose, and that's part of the problem. So if we can get rid of that mentality and think, hey, can we all do better if we all do better? And then yeah, then that'll foster growth and love in the community.
And respect. Yeah, lots of respect. I mean, again, I'm sorry, sir. Again, I just see stuff. I travel. I mean, I know it's not my place to go up to go to an organizer and say, "Yo, bro, what the hell are you doing to your
Right.
event? Don't you
Yeah.
know that you make yourself things bad for Monday morning?" I mean, yeah, imagine if I do that. Oh boy, so social media would be like, don't let this guy in the club. He's gonna be talking about you the next day. Don't let him. And it's kind of funny because some people do like get a little afraid of me sometimes because like I just pop up. I don't really tell people. Well, I used to tell people that I'm in town, but I stopped that because when I post stuff, I'm in town. Oh, this person wants me to come here, and this person wants me to go, and this. So recently, I haven't been doing that recently. I just like tell everyone, guess what? I'm here. And I know you. So be nice to me.
Right.
No, no,
Right.
no,
Right.
no. But in all due respect, I know I'm dealing with a silly here. I always say, where's that loyalty? Where's that? Because I just think um, if people come together and split that, 5 ways or 4 ways or whatever, depending on the people. I mean, that might, maybe continue to solve everything. Number one, respect, not stepping over anyone, the love for calendars, and still making a profit. I mean, we all got kids, we all got people, family to feed and bills to pay, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just super analyzing like I
Mhm.
normally do here. But by having a response from you and everyone else, again, maybe this can help our viewers who are thinking about their next event and how can be more efficient, not better, but more efficient.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. So, but I still love your purple shirt. So let me ask you a question about traveling. I know we talked about this a second ago. Well, during the COVID stuff, I used to take a remote. Oh God, not remote. I'm sorry. Virtual,
Online classes. Yep. Virtual
virtually in
classes.
Venezuela.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that kind of funny? Because during COVID, I mean, you couldn't. There was no dancing, but they still did it online. They were teaching it online, and half of the people they were speaking the language. Again, I didn't know it, but I still, I told everyone I'm the only one that I'm an American here, and I'm dying of COVID here, but I want to still dance.
Right.
I'm not coming to Venezuela, and they're like, Roswell, you're such a good sport. So, but traveling you've done in person, you actually visited different countries and stuff. You went to Colombia and stuff. So tell us how the dance, is that okay to ask you? Um, Tell us how the dance industry is in Colombia as compared to like, I don't know, Ohio and stuff. Like, what are some stuff you found fascinating about
So
the
it depends.
community?
So um, I've been traveling to South America and Colombia for a long time. So on the coast, you have Barranquilla, Cartagena. Most people, Cartagena is the most touristy city in Colombia. Uh, I haven't found any dance any dance classes in Cartagena. I haven't found any dance classes. I couldn't even find anywhere to go dance the salsa in Cartagena. I'm sure they have somewhere, but I could not find anywhere. Barranquilla, they didn't used to have any dance academies. Now they have about three. They have about three dance academies that I know of in Barranquilla. So they're coming along. Um, I was just down there. Has some very good dance academies there. Cali, Colombia. Cali is the self-proclaimed salsa capital of the world. Cali, Colombia. They
Mhm.
have their own style, salsa caleña, with very rapid feet movement. It's insane. Uh, um, and actually, I thought I was going to be spending more time in Cali, Colombia, and going to dance academies there. I went to a couple, but then I realized, you know what? Most everywhere in the world, everybody's dancing salsa in linea, salsa, linear style salsa. So, no matter what major city you go to in the world, they're teaching linear style salsa. They're not teaching Cali style salsa. So, but they got tons of dance academies there in Cali, Colombia. Uh, I heard over 100. And I believe it. Then Medellin, they have tons of dance academies there in Medellin. They don't call them studios; they call them academies, and they really are academies. Um, but yeah, they got tons of world champion dancers there, Medellin and Cali. Yeah, so it's just awesome, man. And you can dance 7 nights a week. In Medellin, you can dance 7 nights a week. I'm sure you probably can in Cali. I just didn't find all the spots in Cali, but yeah, Medellin, Colombia, you can dance 7 nights a week. Multiple places to dance. You know, with professional dancers, multiple places to dance 7 nights a week.
That's amazing. That's good. I have to go with you one day. To me, travel to these like wonderful places. At least let me carry your luggage. That's the least I can do. I'm gonna be like holding your hand. I'm like, help, leave me alone. I wanna hang out with you. Be like, okay, Roswell, you can go on one condition. Pick that up. No, I'm just kidding. But I like to travel, but I haven't really traveled overseas. And everyone's telling me that I need to go to DR. I
Yep.
haven't been to DR yet. I know, like, what's up with this guy? Kupo's love to bachata, and he hasn't
Right.
been to DR. It's such a hypocrite, Russell. What's your problem? Like, I'm not going to DR until I know somebody that I can hold their hands and they can walk with me in the club. I'm so slow. It's different. When you're in the United States, it's okay. But I mean, but out of the country, what it could be wherever, I need to go with somebody that I can literally not only trust, but just, I mean, I don't know. I just feel more
They have a
secure.
lot of events in the DR, man. Yeah. I mean, just like going to any of the other events you go to, just schedule one in the DR.
Yeah, you've been to DR like recently.
Yeah.
What's your experience? Like, what's the great thing about bachata dancing in DR?
I mean, honestly, I went there for a event that Ataka and La Alamana were doing. Uh, yeah, Bachatu event they did in DR. So I was on the resort the whole time. When I'm in Colombia, I'm not on the resort. So I'm out there. In the dance world.
Mm.
But yeah, so I was in an isolated place in the DR, but I know they have a lot of bachata. They have a lot of traditional bachata events too in the
Mhm.
DR. So the traditional, central, whatever you want. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that was right up your alley, man. You're
Yeah,
almost required to go. You're required to go.
I have no choice. Some people are yelling at me, especially my DR friends. Roswell, show some love. Get on a plane
Yeah,
and go to DR. But I will. But I
yeah,
need you to hold my hand, bro. Then they look at me like you're weird. I'm like, I'm not weird. I just need you to hold my hand. Well, go. So no, but it's good that I travel. I did my traveling in the U.S. Because traveling that I've done, I learned different areas of dancing. Texas, I learned about urban dance, urban bachata, and then New York is central, like central bachata. I learned much, and then there's classic when I was in Georgia. So I guess I guess by doing all this traveling, even though I didn't go overseas, I learned to appreciate all the different styles of bachata. So that's good. So I encourage everyone, whether you go overseas or within the country or out of across the corner, you know, it's always good to learn about different techniques in dancing. Not only don't go in with the mindset that you know everything,
right, right,
and but you don't. Trust me, because when you go with that mindset that's closed, you're 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 blocking out opportunities for you. And this is for everyone, I'm telling, so
right, right.
this is just a general statement. So, and I only say that now because I had the opportunity to live in, not only visit, but live in place. I lived in, I mean, I lived in Texas for a year. I lived in DC for almost a year. I lived in Miami for up to 2 years, and now Jersey. So I learned to appreciate different techniques of bachata dancing. That's not, what you hear on the radio and stuff, but it's more. And then when I learned to appreciate it, it shows in how I dance and the communication I give to people. So it's very important. So, Mr. Smith, I guess what I'm trying to say to everyone is, it's good to travel, not only for fun and to meet people, but it's good to travel because it helps you as a person. I mean, not you
Yep.
personally, but it helps you as a person to be more open
Yep.
and
Yep.
acceptable to different techniques of dancing.
Yep. For
It's
sure.
a learning experience.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. So, anyway, okay. Um, wow. Okay. Events. Okay. Can you please tell everyone about some events that are coming up, maybe before the year is up or something? And it doesn't have to be dance. It could be like maybe um, something related to real estate or whatever. What are some stuff you would like to share to the audience that you think would appeal to them or be a learning experience to them, or um, what are some events you think are coming up?
So I don't have any events scheduled right now. But like I said, we will be back. We need to retool. We When I say we, me and my business partner, um, and we're on a hiatus right now due to some legal problems with our landlord. Uh, not supposed not to talk about, so I won't say too much about it. But yeah, all I can say is that we paid rent earlier on time every month, and suddenly we didn't have a dance studio anymore. And our attorneys told us that it would cost us $15,000 to $100,000 to fight it. So that's all I can say about that for right now. But
Yes,
anyway, so
yes,
we're in the process of looking for a new venue. Those that want to follow us in the Columbus, Ohio area, uh, our website is lincolnstreetsalsa.com. Lincoln like the president, lincolnstreetsalsa.com. And for those who want to be able to have a lifestyle where you can travel and be virtual, and like I said, real estate investing has allowed me to do that. And my real estate investing website is imentorrealestate.com. I actually will be having some either some virtual real estate, well, probably a little bit of both, some virtual real estate events and maybe some in-person real estate events coming up soon. uh Definitely virtual because I'm going to be traveling soon again anyway. So yeah, my real estate website is imentorrealestate.com. Pretty easy to remember, imentorrealestate.com. Or you can go Todd Smith Real Estate Investing and you'll see my YouTube channel and all of that good stuff. So that's what enables me to live the lifestyle of traveling around the world and going to dance academies and all this good stuff.
I was just telling everyone, before we went live, Mr. Smith, about the real estate stuff you were telling me about. So my response, I'll tell everyone about one of my responses to Mr. Smith. I said the landlord must be super evil, or maybe super lonely. I said, maybe, I just talked about saving lives and how dancing saved me. Maybe dancing, maybe, you know, yeah, I was all grumpy before I got into bachata and stuff. I was like, as soon as I got into this bachata stuff, I'm not that grumpy. I'm not that legal minded. I mean, I'm legal minded, but I'm not that grumpy legal minded. I just let things go. I'm like, okay, I'm happy. The music, but so maybe I don't know this landlord guy or this guy that's doing all these bad stuff to you and your partner, but maybe maybe we need to get him out. We need to get him out on a dance floor. No, no, let's think about this for a second. Maybe we can somehow invite him, or maybe I can pull. That's not a bad idea. Maybe, hey, ask him to join Cool Folks Love the Bachata. I can send him some events. Yeah, when he sees myself, he's probably not gonna do all those bad things to you anymore. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, send him some, hot, sexy bachata posting. He'll be like, yeah, I'm not a bad person anymore. You know.
Oh yeah, let me throw out there. Yeah, I am single. I am single and ready to mingle, ready to bachata. So I do. I'm looking for before everybody blows up my DMs. I'm looking
Mhm.
for a. I want to start a family. I'm looking for a lady that does not have kids because I don't have any kids yet, and so I want to and I want to have two kids. So I know a lot of ladies out there they only have want to have one kid these days. So I definitely want to have two. I'm not tied to any location. I will not live in an area that's cold that has cold weather if I can avoid it. So I'm not tied to any location. So yeah, I work virtually, so it doesn't matter where they're located, as long as it's a warm climate, I'm good.
And you would be a wonderful dad. I can see that. I mean, look at what you do. You know, with the youths and you the young dancers, you counsel them, and I mean, you're already on on that road to like family relationships and being a dad figure. So that's good. And I'm happy you're making this known to the public because and you and I were just talking about this before we went live. I mean, not everyone could be in relationships and parent, be a parent or stuff. It takes a lot of work, especially in the dance world, because as you were, I was telling you, I'm here today, I'm here tomorrow. Some kids, they're like, or some women, they like a little bit more stability and stuff, and kids like, they want you to be home and stuff. But if you can do that, but still not relinquish your dance life,
Yeah.
then then do it. Not
Hmm.
everyone can do. I met, and I can go on for hours giving you names of people that I met, and they're super sexy. They're super young, men and women. You look at them, you know, I look at them. I'm like, wow, your kids. And they tell me, what are you talking about? I'm like, so it makes me think. It's not that they can't have kids biologically. It's just that they know that the lifestyle that they live, they won't be able to manage that, or they won't be able to give what the kid needs, or the wife needs, or the man
Right.
needs. But if
Right.
you know Mr. Smith in your heart, then you can, do all of that and still be Mr. Cool Man who loves the bachata in Ohio. Then blessings to you. You
Well,
know.
once I find the right woman, man, we'll. I don't need, we don't need travel as much. We can start our family. We dance at
Yeah,
home. Yeah.
yeah. And I was thinking about doing a match.com. I mean, not match.com. I was thinking about doing like a match state, and I was thinking, I just thought about this 2 weeks ago to make it more challenging because everyone knows my Facebook is just not a Facebook. You guys are just not going to post your stuff and get off that easily. We're going to talk live. So cool. So be careful when you join Cool Folks Love to Bachata. You will talk live with me whether you like it or not. But so I'm thinking about taking it to a next level, like a matchmaker thing, do like a virtual, Cool Folks Love to Bachata, dating site. But I'm not sure, because I have to. It's a lot of work, and then I have to go into different sectors of Cool Folks, like California, Texas, Ohio, Hawaii. I just can't put Cool Folks who love to bachata matchmaking from all around the world, and you meet somebody in Hawaii, and then you're in New Jersey. How the hell are you? Then I'm gonna get yelled at for like hooking up
Hey,
Hawaiians in
man,
New Jersey.
lots.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Oh,
gotta like
well,
section the
think
states.
about it. A lot of us are traveling anyway. We're
Yeah,
traveling,
that's
right?
not. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
going,
So
all over the country to dance events. So anyway, so hey,
not a bad idea. Probably, Mr. Smith. Looking at you, I'll probably hook you up with somebody in Venezuela or Taiwan or
hey,
um, actually right here in New York, bro. Women like
let's do it.
purple.
You in New York right now, or you're in New York, New
Oh no,
Jersey, or
I'm in Wayne, New Jersey, which is like 10 minutes from New York City. But I pretty much
okay,
tell people in New York City since I'm pretty much on a border.
right, okay.
So, oh God, now everyone knows where I live. They're gonna come to my house for dinners. All these crazy people. Oh, God, I have social media keep telling me not to reveal to. Oh, I need to get a
Ro-
like a big.
Romeo will be showing up at your house, man.
I don't mind if he shows up, but just not those crazy ones. I don't want those ones that don't brush their hair, don't take a shower. They look at you like they're gonna eat you. I don't want those people coming here. But my mom will. My mom will not be happy. Anyway, it was a pleasure, a super pleasure speaking with you. This
Likewise.
was, yeah, this was a learning experience for all of us. I mean, we learned about like the real estate, the dance world, or how organizers, can better support one another, advice for kids, how traveling is important, um, how a relationship could develop from dancing. And so we touched on a lot of topics here, so
Yes, sir.
I'm really happy and blessed that you came on.
Amen. Likewise. Thank you so
I
much for the
want you to
opportunity.
come to New York. I know I don't plan to be here this winter, but if I'm not here, you know, when you plan to come up this way, let me know so I can
Okay.
tell you know tell people a little bit about you, and then maybe you can meet them and whatever. Um, and Ohio, I've never been to Ohio yet. I think
Okay.
I'm gonna wait until there's a big weekend, like a big event in Ohio, and
Okay.
I've never been to Ohio. I never, never, never. But I heard about it. I heard it's like good people, nice, it's very diverse, and so I want to come to Ohio. I just haven't.
Come when it's warm, man. Come when yeah. You don't come in the wintertime. Come when it's warm.
When does winter begin? Like, is like New Jersey winter? Is it like
It's the
when's
same.
it?
I mean, we got the same weather you guys have. So, toward the
Mm,
end of October to start getting cold. That's usually when I leave. And yeah, I avoid the cold weather, man. I'm done with it.
I can take the cold weather. Another reason I'm going down south is not only so my mom could visit the rest of her family, it's just because I just don't like cold weather. I get grumpy, and I'm more of a sunshine boy. When the sun is out, I'm like Birdman, super happy, you know. But anyway, it was a pleasure speaking with you. I know you have women to go contact on your black book. I little black book. The Khufu's little Bachata black book. Who should I hook up with now on the dance floor? Ah, okay, no, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, whoever you decide to be with, whoever you decide to pursue, just make sure they are on the same level as you are. If they want what you want, get it
Yep.
out on the table now. Don't wait till 8 years from now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Don't force anything. Just let it be naturally. And like I was telling you, and I tell everyone this, you know, um, if something is meant for you, it's meant for you. You may not know it, but you will.
Yep.
And there's a reason we're all on this planet. It could be maybe we're here to be dancers, doctors, lawyers. Um, we're here for a purpose we don't know and we're not supposed to know. Because if we do know, then we're not supposed to be on this earth to begin with. So all I'm just saying is that if you find that person, then it's meant to be. If you don't, it was never meant to be in the first place.
Yep. Yep.
And you know that. You're Mr. Smith. You know that. You know that. But anyway, it was good talking to you. And please share all of those websites you just mentioned. Please mention all of that stuff because my memory is not good. I don't. So please mention it on our website so everyone can know more about this. And please share your postings, even though it's not dance related or whatever. Share whatever you feel might be beneficial to the
I
dance.
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Peace. It was nice talking to you, and you have a wonderful evening.
All right. You too, Roswell. Have a blessed night. Yep.
Thank you, my friend. Bye bye.